Good afternoon. My seminar topic is on BLE beacon-based museum knowledge sharing platform. So the BLE beacon is a small Bluetooth radio transmitter which transmits signal. With the wave of IoT, BLE beacon devices have become important media. So the so-called beacon is in fact Bluetooth precision positioning technology. Its use is mostly focused on consumer push application of the retail industry, which can bring business opportunities. When it comes to the museum, here as a topic, every museum with its artifacts is an ocean of knowledge, but limited with space to showcase. Whenever a person is within the vicinity of the strongest signal beacon, the visitor. Hello.
Yeah, Deepthi, continue.
Yes. Whenever a person is within the vicinity of the strongest signal beacon, the visitor will get customized multimedia related to the artifact for a worldview of information. So normally majority of the museum either show information using paper art or LCD display. Wherein the paper art or the paper material, people don't feel that attractive to read the complete content, and by using LCD display also the maintenance would be high. So the BLE beacon is used in the museum to share the information to the people. In literature survey, the first paper is BA Smart, the beacon enabled smarter workplace. In this paper, it provides the examples of what has been done with BLE beacon and an overview of work in progress prototype that leverages BLE beacon. Prototype BA Smart is a mobile application that is being deployed and tested in the IBM. The BA Smart application has 4 features that provides a more contextual experience for employees and visitors as they navigate. It is a plan to use BA Smart as a tool to evaluate the technical and human factors to consider when making buildings smarter with BLE beacons. And in the second paper, Bluetooth Low Energy based geo-marketing system. Geo-marketing, in the sense, it is highly scalable marketing system using beacon, and the smartphone application was built to send push notification to users based on the current location of customer inside the mall. Content was provided to people in order to increase sales. So this work aims to demonstrate that the geo-marketing system is able to detect the location of the customer, transmit the location data to Wi-Fi, and display personalized promotions in a smartphone. And hence results shows that the implementation of BLE technology in the system highly reduces the power consumption of long-term monitoring system. In the third paper, it is about the smart shopping using beacon. Um, uh, this says how to implement mobile-based indoor positioning shopping application with the beacon solution based on BLE technology. To estimate the location based on localizations, RSSI is used to calculate the current location of mobile mobile phone by a triangulation algorithm. By using a triangulation algorithm, where this customer get notification on mobile phone when they pass through any malls or stores, and customer likes any notification, and then they got the way to reach that store. Customer enters into the store and get notification about nearer products, uh, uh, nearer products in the sense about that product. They'll get the information about that product. And in the fourth paper, it is about human movements using RSSI signal. RSSI is received signal strength indicator signals. So in this paper, they have proposed 2 major functions. One is a wireless communication system and a human detection and tracking system. The first function is developed for measuring and collecting RSSI signals affected by human presence and movement, while the second function is developed for detecting and tracking the human using a predefined threshold and zone selection method. So the proposed system is that the communication protocol can avoid signal interference and packet loss in the network, and the detection and tracking method can specify on actual zone that the human is present by taking an optimal predefined threshold and a level of the RSSI signal variation in each zone into the consideration. The methodology of this concept is like wherein it has a BLE beacon in the Android application and the web server. Here, the BLE beacon will have a unique ID. For each BLE beacon, it will have unique ID. Android application, it is for streaming content and calculating the RSSI signal, wherein the web server is for providing media based on ID and for uploading the data. Here, how it works like is the Android phone continuously scans the BLE signal around and chooses the strongest signal that is using RSSI values. As the user progresses towards the artifact, if the RSSI value is lesser than the defined threshold, the content is captured from the web server using the ID provided by BLE. And then there exists a service running in background in Android which continuously manages the BLE scanning and processing the data. And the application web server is responsible for giving the content to Android app when requested. This is the sequence diagram of Smart Museum. This diagram shows how processes operate with one another and in what order. That is the overall sequence. It can be the construct of a message sequence chart also. The beacon sends here, we can find the three blocks here as beacon, Android scanner, and server. Initially, the beacon sends RSSI signals periodically with matched data along, and the Android device on scanning catch the related RSSI signal and eliminate unregistered device. It further compares the RSSI that is nearest to the Android scanning device. And once on choosing the signals, the corresponding server will load the related content to Android scanner and displays the contents to the user. Architecture of the system. So this defines the overall structure, behavior, and more views of the system. That is in depth how the Android beacon and the server works. In Android, we can see their Nordiac scanner. That is a scanner compact library solves a problem with scanning for Bluetooth smart device on Android. Using this library, one may have all new features even on older phones also. If a feature, for example, offloaded filtering like that, will not be supported, it will be emulated by the compact library itself. It also has user logic and user libraries which user has created and developed, and also have system libraries and APIs that are being supported. In BLE Android that has API level 18, which introduces built-in platform support for BLE. And can use to discover devices, query for services, and transmit information. Wally is an HTTP library that makes networking for Android apps easier and most importantly faster. So Wally is used in BLE Beacon. The model NRF 51822. So this technology enables smartphones and other devices to perform actions when in close proximity to a beacon. And the last is the server, which has endpoints like GetList, which has list of MAC address and corresponding URLs. getPlace, which is used to retrieve the area name and create record. The database we are using to store the data. Uh, to store the data, Mongo database is used because of its flexible nature, and there is HTML file collected in the server, which is retrieved by the app to show the content to the user. And the system contains it runs by like two algorithms. Two algorithms is used. That is the application, one for the application and one for the server. An application module, that is an app which have been already installed in the user's smartphone. This algorithm clearly shows that how the app works when the Android phone continuously scans a BLE signal. In step one, it is selecting the language from the list. That is a preferable language for the user, can be selected based on the user interest. In step two, it is a selection of desired area of interest by user's choice across the museum. And after clicking on view float button, that is to scan, that is to start or stop scan of nearby beacons holding information about the artifacts. And then the image holding the image holding the map of the entire museum, which have been covered, the whole museum will be obtained. When the beacon is found, like when the ID matches, it chooses the strongest signal using RSSI values, and the MAC address will be obtained as well. To load content from the cloud, there is two options, like the old content and the new content. If there is any updates, then the content, that is the new content, will be uploaded from the cloud. If not, then the old content will be retained as such. And if the corresponding ID doesn't match, or if it is not found, then the beacon stops scanning. Then the scanning stops, and then it displays in default language as not found. Once the user clicks on the stop button, we can stop scanning operation. The algorithm for server module. It is basically the operation which is carried out in the backend. That is the information that is to be stored in the cloud by the admin or the assistant. To start the session, admin has to log in with the username and password, wherein the details about the beacon address, language loaded, and area selected previously will be obtained. And in the step 2, by edit option, admin can edit the profile by changing password if needed. And this option is for only for admin to create assistant. Step 3 is about creating area, where it has the provision of selecting the area for the beacons. And next is about creating language, that is, it has the provision of selecting the language preferred for the beacons. And in the last step, it is about uploading the file for the respective beacon, choosing area, entering valid MAC address of beacon, choosing language, and adding a description about the artifact in the museum. And the file should be uploaded, and the overall file should be uploaded only in the HTML format. Advantages and drawbacks. And advantages, uh, it is available for low cost, that is low IT investment. As beacons are low powered and low cost hardware, it contains Bluetooth chips that can act both as transmitter and a receiver. Rapid kickstart. Using beacons to work only takes days rather than weeks or months. So based on the requirement, app or admin panel to manage those beacons can take substantial amount of time. But once it is ready, there's no need to wait for the function to start. Automation is awesome. It requires one-time setup. There is no need to do it again and again. Low maintenance cost. Once the beacon once the app is developed for the with respect to beacons, there will be no further maintenance required also. And next is best for context sensitive campaign. It is a key for marketing independent of the industry, and beacons are best for it. One can set up individual beacons to display targeted message based on a defined criteria. That is mobile device use, location of mobile device, etc. Future is beacon. It is all about utilizing BLE technology with the smartphone, and with it, it can be delighted in the real, and the real time navigation can be found. Option to post feedback or survey, integration with mobile wallet payment, and uh, not just basic analytics anymore. It tells about like beacons can receive information from user, but not without their permission. So one can analyze user, so that it can analyze user behavior and build a database of users pattern. All these can act as invaluable source for business intelligence and data analytics to gain powerful insights. Drawback is like tracking movement is not simple, because Beacon can only track the movement of customers when they have their mobile with them by switched on, and having the application installed, and to have the permission enabled, that is with the Bluetooth and Wi-Fi options, and therefore it is difficult to gather information on customer movement and send message based on it. There is a matter of trust and security limitations, because proximity marketing needs to be safe, secure, and trustworthy. Beacon signals are very easy to duplicate, which makes the customer vulnerable to spoofing, and beacons are not battery friendly. The result analysis is like Bluetooth beacons offer, uh, in this concept, the Bluetooth beacons offers museum the ability to help people navigate and send out the right message, the right information in the right place at the right time. And beacons and their app which have been developed for this, to uh, to pass the information in museum. Museums can provide information on exhibits in the form of video, audio chips, and photographs, etc. And with weekends, like visitors will be amazed by this context-sensitive engagement, location-based information, interactive knowledge sharing platform. Conclusion of this topic is that it is an architecture to represent and manage the smartness inside the museum, adopting the IoT adopting the IoT uh, for the smart museum, and supporting this direction with the design of a set, like the set of sensors nodes, and that are able to stream multimedia information on a location basis. And future scope of work is, um, it is to provide an interactive, seamless experience for visitor and museum, and making museum more of knowledge amusement part. And it can be improved like by conducting the quiz after the end, when the customer uh, visit all the artifacts. Quiz can be added at the end, so that they find more even interesting. And visitor feedback is as important. So the if by through the feedback, uh, we can find which area people were more interested in, and in what aspect of their experience they enjoy the most. And about the camera, like the wearable device camera can be used, which is with the user, and can by enhancing the task to get the image in the user position itself. So these are the references. Thank you. Ma'am? Hello?
Yeah, we are there. Okay, we expect questions from the student side. Then we'll see.
Yes, sir.
Vismaya, Anusha, ask questions.
So if no one is answering, I will ask the question to Deepti, Radhika, Anusha, Vismaya. Deepti will not ask. I will ask question to Anusha, Vismaya, and Radhika. Are you ready to answer?
You also has to ask the question. Not that only evaluator and guide and coordinator are going to ask.
Okay, now I'll ask the question to Vismaya, Anusha. Is that fine, Radhika?
Yes, sir. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತೀನಿ.
ಕೇಳಿ.
ದೀಪ್ತಿ, ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಆಪ್ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇವಾಗ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ ನಾನು, ಒಂದ್ರಿಂದ ಇನ್ನೊಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ, ಎವ್ರಿ ಟೈಮ್ ಟ್ರ್ಯಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ ಇದು?
ಹೌದು. ಅದೇ RSSI ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ದಲ್ಲ, ರಿಸೀವ್ಡ್ ಸಿಗ್ನಲ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಂತ್ ಇಂಡಿಕೇಟರ್ ಅಂತ, ಅದು ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾವ್ದು ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಅವರು ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಟ್ರಾಂಗ್ ಇರೋಂಥದ್ದು ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆದಾಗ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅದೇನ ಆಲ್ಗೋರಿದಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಆರ್ಟಿಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಓದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಏನು ಅಂತ.
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಿಯರ್ ಹೋದ್ರೇನು ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಇದು? ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಪಕ್ಕನೇ ಹೋಗಿ ನಿಂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾ?
ಹೌದು, ಅದ್ರ ಪಕ್ಕ ನಿಂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು.
ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಇವಾಗ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಯರ್ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಹತ್ರ ಏನೋ ಹೋಗಿರಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಾಗ್ಲೂ ಸೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ?
ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇವಾಗ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ಅಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಕ್ ಬಿಡಲ್ವಲ್ಲ
ಸರ್? ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಬ್ಲೂಟೂತ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ ಸರ್? ಈಗ ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಬ್ಲೂಟೂತ್ ಡಿವೈಸ್ ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ
ಸರ್? ಬೀಕನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್, ಬೀಕನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಫೋನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ,
ಸೊ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ಫೋನ್ ಬಿಕಾನ್ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋ ಬ್ಲೂಟೂತ್ ಗೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು, ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾ?
ಹೌದು ಸರ್.
ಸೊ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು. ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಕ್ ಬಿಡಲ್ವಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ಲಿ? ದೂರ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್.
1 ಮೀಟರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟೆನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ಬೋದು ಸರ್.
ಅದು ಪೇಪರ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ 1 ಮೀಟರ್ ಅಂತ
ಸರ್. ಜನರಲಿ 1 ಮೀಟರ್ ಅದು ಬೀಕನ್ ID ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಅನುಷಾ ಕೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಕನೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ID ಮ್ಯಾಚ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ಆಪ್ ಓಪನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ. ಸರಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲೈಕ್ ಇವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಈಗ QR ಕೋಡ್ ನಾವೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸಾಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ಗೆ, ಆ ತರನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತು ನನಗೆ ಇದನ್ನ ನೋಡಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ. ಸೊ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಮಾನ್ಯುಮೆಂಟ್ ಮುಂದೆ QR ಕೋಡ್.
ಓಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನನ್ನ ಸೈಡ್ ಏನ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಸೈಡ್ ಏನು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ನೀವು ಕೇಳಿ ಅಂತ.
ನಾನು ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಕೇಳಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ಸಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ
ಟೈಮ್ ಬೇಕಾ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ?
ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್. ನಂದು ಬೇರೆ
ಐಡಿ ಅಥವಾ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್? ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆದ್ರೆ ನನ್ ಬೇರೆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಇದೆ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್.
ಸರಿ ಆಯ್ತು. ನಾವು ಆ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ವಿಸ್ಮಯ, ಅದನ್ನ ಲಿಂಕ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ ಸರ್.
ಶೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ.
ಓಕೆ.